And we are now live. Hello po, teachers. Welcome po sa another Let Review session natin. This is episode 12 ng Professional Education. We will rationalize 30 items po ngayon. This is episode 12 already, no? Marami-rami na yung mga free sessions natin sa YouTube channel and as well as sa private Facebook group. Hello, hello. Welcome po, teachers. Welcome sa ating live session. This is professional education. Yan, sige. You may mention your friends po sa ating comment section and please share our Facebook Live as well. Alright, so once again, this is Professional Education Episode 12. Please watch the episodes 11, no? I mean 1 to 11 sa ating channel sa YouTube. You may search Study with Reg pa rin, the same name with the Facebook page. Okay, let us first start with question number 1. If you are a behaviorist, which among the following should you do? A. Make a journal. B. Follow the steps that the teacher is doing. C. Paraphrase the given passage. D. Create their own understanding of the lesson. If you are a behaviorist, which among the following should you do? Write the number and then the letter of your choice para malaman po natin na yung sagot niyo dyan ay sa anong number po. So, lagyan niyo po ng number ha pag mag-comment po kayo ng sagot ninyo. If you are a behaviorist, which among the following po ang gagawin? This is, let me see the comments. Number 1, this is letter B. No, follow the steps that the teacher is doing. Ang behaviorist kasi passive. Passive, which is teacher-centered. We will follow the steps kung ano yung ginagawa ni teacher. Ang make a journal, this is active learning. Make a journal, this is child-centered. Paraphrase the given passage, ikaw pa rin gagawa, no? Child-centered. Create their own understanding, mas lalong ikaw. So, ang behaviorist, passive po, follow the steps. So, ang behaviorist, traditional kasi siya. Follow the steps that the teacher is doing. That is letter B. Correct po, no? Next, number 2, which of the following activities should be resorted to by a teacher if a 5th grade pupil tells him, I want to draw the corridor, but I can't make it look right? Which of the following activities should be resorted to by a teacher if a 5th grade pupil tells him, I want to draw the corridor, but I can't make it right? A. Give him a book of a perspective to study and copy. B. Advise the pupil to draw something else which does not require perspective. C. Ask the pupil to learn the rules of perspective. Or D. Make the pupil observe carefully similar from a form from the classroom window or his own street. What is the best answer here? Ano gagawin mo? Pag ikaw ang teacher, sabi ng bata, I want to draw the corridor but I can't make it look right. O, the best thing to do ay ipa-observe mo sa kanya yung, sabi dito, make the pupil observe carefully similar form ng corridor from the classroom window or pwede ding sa kanyang own street. So, authentic na, no? Meron siyang real na pagbabasihan. Meron siyang real na reference. Next, number 3, what is a key ethical consideration during field study? Sa mga education graduate dyan, itong field study po, no, ay during 4th year. Ayan. And first semester, right? Kasi yung second semester ay internship na, di ba? So what is key ethical consideration? Letter A, recording observations in an organized manner. B, maintaining confidentiality and professionalism. C, write down factual events only and not made up. D, sharing students' information to cooperating teacher. Key ethical consideration. Well, may mga positive naman po, no, yung ating options. But we will look at the ethical consideration. And that is letter B, maintaining confidentiality, professionalism. Confidentiality, kung merong mga personal information, mga binahagi sa ng estudyante, hindi mo po i-share sa iba, no? That is being professional as well. Next, number 4, what should student teachers do after completing each lesson during practice teaching? A. Discussing the lesson with co-practice teacher. B. Reflect on what worked and what can be improved. C. Study lesson evaluation or assessment at all time. D. Use standard teacher's lesson plan next time. What is, no, ang sagot natin sa number 4, what should student teachers, no, do after completing each lesson during practice teaching? Isa to sa pinaka-challenging na bahagi, no, ng ating pong course and fulfilling din at the same time, yung mag-practice teaching na tayo. And of course, letter B, metacognition ito, no, reflect on what worked and what can be improved. Constantly nagli-learn tayo. Hindi tayo nagsastop na matuto. Reflect on what worked and what can be improved. Number 5, what type of assessment did the teacher do when her goal was to give grades to her students? A. Placement. B. Formative. C. Diagnostic. Or D. Summative. What type of assessment did the teacher do when her goal was to give grades to her students? Magbigay na po ng grado. Pag may grado na involved, that is already summative na assessment, no? Assessment of learning. Kasi ang placement, assessment for learning ito, no? Formative as well, and yung diagnostic. Mga assessment for learning. Pag placement, magdidepende kung anong level na yung bata, beginner ba siya or advanced ba po siya na level. Yung mga formative exams gaya ng quizzes na binibigay natin to monitor and to give feedback sa progress ng mga estudyante natin. Pag diagnostic naman po, strengths and weaknesses yung ating keywords. Sabi dito, no, summative measure total learning and assign grades. May grado na, no? May grado na po. LPT dust, sabi ni Ma'am Geraldine. Wala yung comment, I mean, na-refresh ko kasi hindi ko na nakita. Meron yung nabasa kong favorite. May word na favorite ako nakita. But nawala. Na-refresh ko kasi hindi na makita sa taas. Anyway, sige. So, placement, check entry skills and match classes. That is placement. Halimbawa yung sa sectioning, no? Pwede siyang gamitin, pwedeng mag-take ng exam yung mga students, tapos yung scores nila, pwede mong basehan sa sectioning. Pwede din yon. Formative, check progress and guide daily learning. Pag diagnostic, tandaan, strengths and weaknesses. So, ang purpose, no, to find learning gaps and hidden struggles. Si Teacher Darrell pala. Hi, Teacher Darrell. Yung ating pong LPT na. And, may item na si Teacher. Super galing magturo rin, Ma'am. Ay, thank you, Ma'am Geraldine. Huy, kayo, no? Grabe kayo. Kung ano-ano yung mga kino-comment nyo. And I'm very grateful for your kind words. Thank you very much. Sige, let's proceed to number 6. At the beginning of the school year, Teacher MJ implemented a pre-test in order to determine the strengths and weaknesses. O, ayan na. Pag strengths and weaknesses, ano sagot? Diagnostic. Ito lagi nating tandaan kasi ito ay paborito, no? Ito yung keywords, pag strengths and weaknesses, diagnostic. Kailan ba binibigay ang diagnostic test? Before or after na ng instruction? Before instruction or after instruction? Ang diagnostic ay before. Ano ba yan? Pre-test or post-test? Diagnostic, pre-test or post-test? That's pre, no? Pre-test po. Ang post, tapos na kasi, no? Yung post-test, pagkatapos na. So, ang diagnostic, before, and that is pre-test. Number 7, the mean, median, mode, and range are examples of A. Portfolio. B. Qualitative data. C. Quantifiable data. Or D. Rubrics. Mean, median, mode. Mga measures of central tendency. And that is letter C. Quantifiable. Ano ba yung quantifiable? No? Merong numbers. Mean, that's the average number in a set. You add all the numbers and divide by how many numbers there are. Diba? That is the average. That is the mean, the arithmetic average. Pag sinabing median, the middle number, nasa pinakagitna, no? 50th percentile. Pag mode naman po, that's the number that shows up the most in a list. So, sorry, pwede pong maraming mode, no? Hindi lang sa sarili na isa, pwedeng marami. And pag range, that's the difference between the biggest and the smallest number. Remember, range, biggest minus the smallest. Number 8, teacher CJ collected the essays, notes, and examinations of her students. She then compiled these. What type of assessment is this? A. Rubrics. B. Checklist. C. Criteria. Or D. Portfolio. Teacher CJ collected the essays, notes, and examinations of her students. She then compiled these. What type of assessment is this? Number 8, this is, of course, portfolio. Ang portfolio, collection na siya ng works ng students. Okay, a portfolio is a collection of student work that can demonstrate learning and can be used as effective assessment learning tool. Meaningful collection of students' works that exemplifies the students' interest range of skills, attitudes, and development over a period of time. Recording and reporting tool. Over a period of time. So, hindi lang isa activity lang kasi maraming activities. So, kailangan ng oras, no? Collection of student work. Number 9. What is the most appropriate preparatory approach for student teachers before conducting field study observations? A. Remain reserved and observe classroom routines. B. Refrain from engaging with mentor teachers. C. Prioritize lesson execution over contextual analysis. D. Review theories and design purposeful observation tools. Basahing maigi. Ano ang sagot natin? What is the most appropriate preparatory approach for student teachers before conducting field study observations? Number 9, may nag-A, may nag-D. What is the answer ba? This is letter D. Review theories. Theories and design purposeful observation. Di ba pag field study, ano yung importante? Itong observations. Pag field study, tandaan, observations. Field study, observations. O bago ka mag-observe, meron ka ng mga observation tools. Ano tong mga theories na ito? Yung mga, for example, yung philosophies, yung mga theories of education, actually dito na din siya belong. So, kailangan alamin muna yon para meron kang ma-apply, no, in the future. Para mas maintindihan. Review theories and design purposeful observations. Kasi before po, isalpak sa real life. Oh, that's correct, no? Before isalpak sa real life, dapat may alam ka muna. Alright? So, okay, marami ako nakita sumagot ng letter A. So, ang letter A, remain reserved. It means na ano ka lang, quiet ka lang, passive ka lang. Although, pag field study, alam natin, di ba, na observation. But, the tanong is, preparatory approach. So, bago ka pa lang mag-field study, ano ba ang una mong gagawin muna? Preparatory siya. Next, number 10, if one wants to show his best works, what type of portfolio is best to use? A. Developmental. B. Process. C. Showcase. Or D. Working. If one wants to show his best works, what type of portfolio is best to use? Best works man, syempre that is showcase. Yung best works mo, ang ipapakita, that's showcase, no? Showcase, display. That is showcase. Best works. Ang ipapakita mo, ang i-display mo, yung mga best works. Number 11, which of the following is a characteristic of an effective learning objective? Which of the following is a characteristic of an effective learning objective? A. It describes the teacher's activities. B. It is general and broad, yet sometimes specific. C. It uses observable and measurable terms. D. It contains vague verbs like understand. Pag number 10, di ba we have, 11, di ba we have smart. Dapat observable, no? Measurable, specific, measurable, no? Attainable, relevant siya, time, oriented or time-bounded. So, it is observable and measurable. Di ba itong letter D, ito yung dapat nating tandaan, no? Bawal na bawal. Hindi tayo gumagamit ng understand. No? Pag objectives, di ba yung pinapasulat tayo ng lesson plan, hindi yan ini-encourage talaga, no? Na gumamit tayo ng understand. Kasi medyo, ano kasi ang understand? Ano ba ang understand? Kailangan siyang i-specify talaga. So, very vague siya na term yung understand. So, ICAS na agad siya, no? Pag may understand sa learning objectives. Okay, number 12, a teacher considers students' prior knowledge, interest, and learning needs when planning lessons. Which curriculum concept is emphasized? Number 12. Ang focus ay ang Anong focus? Ang learner. Ang learner, 'di ba? Students. Prior knowledge, interest, and learning needs. That is learner. Letter B. Now, ano naman tong iba? So, we have 5 here. Ano to? Mga curriculum concepts natin, no? 5 level sa curriculum. So, learner focuses on the student as the center of the curriculum. So, very specific. No? Nakafocus sa child, sa mga estudyante, sa needs nila, sa interest nila, sa abilities and development. Pag experiential, nagre-refer na ito sa mga activities, sa mga learning nila, no, through experience. That is experiential gains through activities, practice, and real-life application. Pag instructional po, kay teacher na ito nakafocus yung methods ni teacher, ang strategies, ang materials na ginamit, ang assessment na binigay ni teacher. So, pag specific po focus kay teacher, instructional ang sagot natin. And we have institutional, mas malaking picture na siya, no? Relates to the school or educational institution implementing the curriculum, guided by the school's policies, goals, resources, and standards. Sa school na, no, or educational institution, mas malaki na siya, no, sa school na kasi. Pag societal, mas malawak pa kaysa sa institutional. Kasali na ang different institutions. That is societal. Connects the curriculum to the needs and values of society. Yung mga nasa community po natin, that includes na, no, the different establishments. Yung hospitals, no, yung paaralan, yung mga different na institutions, part na yan, no, sa societal na level. Ensures education prepares learners to become productive and responsible citizens. Number 13. Which pairing is correct? Which pairing is correct? A. Experiential policies and mission of the school. B. Institutional problems and demands of society. C. Societal teaching strategies used in the classroom. Or D. Learner needs and interest of students. The same thing pa rin. Letter D pa rin, no? Yung ating learner ang focus pa rin dito. Needs and interest of students. So, talagang maa-apply nyo na talaga, no? Yung ating mga na-discuss. So, pag learner, that is needs and interest of students. So, kaya nga, no, kung nanonotice nyo din, yung ibang mga tanong on the Prof Ed natin dito sa YouTube channel, yung mga questions ay related siya sa isa't isa. Kaya sa susunod na mga items, manonotice nyo na parang madali na lang siya. Kasi, alam mo na kung ano yung sagot, no? Naintindihan mo na yung konsepto. 'Di ba before pa din naman siya na-introduce sa'yo, medyo mahihirapan pa din tayo. Pero as ilang days na tayong nag-review, alam na natin yung mga basics, yung mga foundational knowledge. So, makakasagot na talaga tayo. Madali na lang siya para sa atin. So, that is an indication na meron kang progress. Masasabi mo sa sarili mo na may progress ka na. Kasi kung first time po pa lang kasi talaga na experience or I mean na nabasa yung tanong and wala ka pa talagang medyo knowledge about the topic, syempre mahihirapan ka. But then, kung masasabi mo sa sarili mo na, ay, madali na lang siya for me, kaya ko na pala, kaya ko na sagutan yung mga basic na concepts, yung mga laging tinatanong sa Prof Ed, na ma-apply mo na siya pagdating sa actual exam, no? Kasi sa Prof Ed naman, sa actual day ng examination, very situational po siya. So, wag po kayong mag-a-ask ng mga, even sa mga big na mga review centers, wag po kayong mag-a-ask, no? Isa no-no talaga na mag-a-ask kayo na, lalabas po ba talaga ito? No, yung mga ganang tanong, it's parang ano siya, um, very, very, very sad din, no? Para kapag ikaw yung nag-review. Syempre, I mean, syempre, gusto natin na yung mga ni-review natin ay lalabas. But, hindi tayo mag expect na yung mismong tanong na ni-review mo, yan yung lalabas talaga. Kasi, masasad ka lang, no? Madi-disappoint ka lang kapag ganon yung expectation mo. Sa Prof Ed kasi situational siya. So, ang pinaka-importante, yung basic na knowledge mo, yung mga konsepto, yung mga theories, dapat naintindihan mo. So, kapag ma-apply mo na siya sa tanong, and for you pa sa tingin mo parang madali na lang siya for me, o ibig sabihin yan, naintindihan mo yung konsepto. Ma-apply mo siya sa mga mas mahirap pa na tanong, sa mga situational pa na tanong. 'Di ba? So, ganun yung isa-isip natin. So, be grateful, no? Pag nabasa mo yung tanong, tapos naisip mo, madali na lang siya for me, that is because, alam mo na, no? Yung kung saan naka-anchor yung tanong na yan, kung saan siya nakabase, 'di ba? So, syempre siguro ngayon ilang days naman kayo nag-review, masasabi na natin na may progress talaga sa pagre-review natin. Some of the questions sa tingin mo madali na lang. Kahit sa'yo, nag-review ka na. Ilang araw kang nag-review, no? Ilang days na lang din, board exam na. So, be grateful din and be humble, no? Wag yung palagi kang masyado ka din, ano dyan, proud ka na din. So, ano lang din, no? Keep your feet sa ground. Mga essential concepts, correct, teacher. Alright. Sige, what makes letter A wrong? Experiential, policies and mission of the school. Ano ba tong policies and mission of the school? Saan to na belong? Sa institutional, right? No? Sa institution, sa school man. Ito, problems and demands of society. Sa sa societal, sa society man. Ito, teaching strategies used in the classroom. Saan to na belong? Kay teacher ang focus. That's instructional. Okay? So, tandaan po itong ating learner, experiential, instructional, institutional, and societal. Next, number 14. Which pairing is incorrect according to Freud's theory? Which pairing is incorrect according to Freud's theory? Incorrect ang hinahanap. So, ang mali, no? Oral, feeding, and sucking. That's correct, no? Anal, bowel, and bladder control. That is correct also. Phallic, nandyan ba ang Oedipus complex? Yes. Pag latent, mature sexual intimacy, that is incorrect. And that is our answer. Ano tong ating mnemonic sa psychosexual ni Freud? Sabi ni Ma'am Amina, no, dami ko na po na-learned, especially sa Prof. Ed since nag-enroll ako sa iyo. Thank you, Ma'am Amina, no? Lalo na sa theories and sa mga isms. Yes, yan yung pinaka-importante. Hindi yan nawawala sa Prof. Ed. Dapat natin yang tandaan. And intindihin, hindi lang puro memorize. Talagang i-internalize siya. Alright, so psychosexual stages of development, Sigmund Freud. We have OA phalage. Ano yung OA phalage? Oral, anal, phallic, latent, genital, di ba? Pag oral stage, the pleasure area is nakasentro sa mouth. So, the baby learns to trust and depends through feeding, di ba? Yun naman, kahit ano yung mga papahawakan mo sa mga babies at this age, no, birth to 1 year old, ay isusubo nila, no? Talagang yung mouth nila yung nakasentro dyan ng pleasure area. So, oral stage. Anal stage naman, pleasure is centered in a bowel and bladder control. Sa anus naman. Importante dito yung toilet training. No? Sa edad na to, 1 to 3, to toilet train mo na yung bata, no? Yung potty train. Phallic stage, dito yung concept ng Oedipus and Electra complex. Kapag batang lalaki po, yung feelings niya towards kanyang mama, Oedipus complex. Kapag batang babae naman, yung daughter, feelings niya towards kanyang father, Electra complex naman yan. So the pleasure area is centered on the genitals. Latent stage, 6 years to puberty. Latent, nakatago po siya. Hidden, latent means hidden. Sexual feelings are less active. Energy is focused on learning, friendships, and school. So sa edad na to, yung bata ay panay laro lang, enjoy lang sa life, no? Yung mga, hindi pa sila nag-iisip ng mga sexual activities. So at this age, latent pa, no? Latent. Wala pa muna, pleasure area. So, more on activities sa school, mga kalaro nila, yun yung mga iniisip muna nila, ang focus nila. And pagdating sa genital stage of puberty to adulthood na, mature sexual interests develop, the individual forms healthy relationships and intimacy. Young adult builds a committed romantic relationship. So, dito na sa genital stage. Alright, so that makes this letter D wrong kasi sabi dito mature sexual intimacy kasi sa genital stage na itong mature sexual intimacy. Number 15, what do you call the specific traits in a rubric? What do you call the specific traits in a rubric? Traits, that's called the criteria. Okay, criteria, the main traits or rules you look at. Kung ano yung tinignan mo, that's the criteria. Ang scores, that's the points given to the work. Ang level naman po, magdedepende, no, good ba or poor, the step of quality. And the title, that's the name of the rubric of the task. Kailangan nating may criteria, no? Mayroon tayong rubric. Ang rubric ay merong criteria, di ba? So, kailangan merong rubric, especially kapag performance yung activity. For example, essay or example, dance. Yan, example, nag-bake sila. Kung ano pa yung mga authentic na mga assessment. So, kailangan po ng rubric. And lalo na kapag subjective yung type of activity. Next, number 16. After evaluating a class presentation, a teacher wants to assign one overall score that reflects the quality of each student's performance as a whole. Which type of rubric is most appropriate? A. Holistic. B. Specific. C. Analytic. Or D. Holistic. A teacher wants to assign one overall score, isa lang, that is holistic. Di ba? We have two types of rubrics, no? Analytical and holistic. Pag analytical, the word analytic, no, analysis, analyze, you will break down. So, marami siyang specific na parts or criteria. Bibigyan mo ng score yung each criterion. List and evaluates several criteria. Very detailed po siya na feedback na-identify talaga ang strengths and weaknesses. For example, sa essay, no, na rubric mo, with the scores, merong for content, organization, i-check mo yung grammar, and many more na criteria. Sa holistic, isa lang, no, you look at the overall performance, gives one overall score, hindi siya time-consuming, no, mas madali siya. Does not list specific criteria, provides general feedback, hindi po specific, best for quick grading and giving overall judgment. Mas madali, hindi siya time-consuming. Essay rubric with one score for the whole essay. That is holistic. Next, number 17. If you want to measure the degree of one's feelings towards an issue, what will you use? You want to measure the degree of one's feelings towards an issue. Ano gagamitin mo? Is it rating scale, criteria, rubric, or checklist? This is letter A, rating scale. Naging iba-iba yung sagot niya sa number 17. Rating scale. Because no, it measures the degree of feeling. Like, ano ba? Strongly agree, neutral, or disagree, or strongly disagree. Diba? Yung sa Likert scale. Gives a numerical value to opinions. Degree of one's feelings, rating scale. Okay, ang criteria, as what it is mentioned kanina po, as what was mentioned kanina, sets the rules or standards for judging something. Kung ano yung tiningnan mo. Rubric that uses a set of guidelines to score a performance or project. Kapag checklist lang, it's either present or absent ba, no? Yes or no. Ganun lang siya. Number 18. After the students have been exposed to the activities, they were asked to evaluate their own learning with the use of a scoring rubric. What evaluation tool was used? After the students have been exposed to the activities, they were asked to evaluate their own learning with the use of a scoring rubric. What evaluation tool was used? Is it peer, self, formative, or summative? Their own learning. Oh, bakit iba-iba ang answer? Number 18, their own man. That is self. Self-assessment. Yan yung gagamitin na tool. Own learning man. Own learning. Diba? That is assessment as learning. 19. The following are examples of alternative assessment except. The following are examples of alternative assessment except A. Debate, B. Portfolio, C. Projects, or D. Matching type. Mayroon ding dalawang types of assessments, di ba? Alternative and traditional. Except po ang hinahanap. Except. May nag-letter B, may nag-letter D. Sige, ano pa sagot nyo sa number 19? O, B and D lang ang nakikita ko. May nag-letter A din. Sige. Number 19, this is letter D. Matching type. Kasi ang matching type ay traditional. So, we have traditional versus alternative. Itong debate portfolio projects, mga alternative assessment po ito. Okay, pag sinabing traditional, yun yung conventional methods. Oh, halimbawa, yung sa paper and pencil na mga test, mga standardized procedures, like the board exam. Oh, yung LET, considered siya as traditional assessment. Because you will be answering sa papel, no? Magsi-shade-shade ka, paper and pencil tests. Halimbawa, multiple choice. So, ang LET, multiple choice, no? Matching type, alternative response. Pag sinabing alternative response, dalawa lang po ang pagpapilian. Pagpapilian, alright? True or false, yes or no, o binary lang, no? Alternative response. Fill in the blank, still traditional pa rin siya. Pag alternative refers to variety of methods used to evaluate student learning that emphasize performance, application, authentic na demonstration of knowledge and skills instead of yung traditional na paper and pencil. No, like halimbawa debate, portfolios, presentations, projects. Kaya letter D ang sagot natin. 'Di ba? Ang daming naligwak sa number 19. It's okay as long as natuto po kayo. Basta alternative and traditional yung assessment dito. Pag traditional, paper and pencil, standardized, ito yung mga examples. Pag alternative, authentic na siya, no, na demonstration of knowledge and skills, mga performance na. That is debate, portfolios, presentations, and projects. Number 20, learners' basic health and nutrition. Anong school form po ito? Basic health and nutrition. School form? That's school form what? Na-familiarize na yung mga school forms. Kapag visual learner ka, very helpful si ma'am sa pagre-review mo. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am Besley. Oh, why po naglagay ako ng mga pictures din? Because I'm a visual learner myself. Mas natututo din po ako pag may mga pictures, may illustrations na nakikita. Number 20, this is school form 8. School form 8. Oh, core DepEd school forms. School form 1, school register. That's the master list of the class enrollment. Form 2, daily record, no, yung attendance. Form 3 po, books issued and returned. Pag school form 4, monthly learners movement. May transfer, may dropout ba? So, summary na, monthly transfers and dropouts. Form 5 po, report on promotion. Form 6, that's grade level summary tools ng school form 5. Report on promotion pa rin. Summary na siya ng report on promotion. Form 7, school personal assignment, teaching loads, actual assignments. Kapag Form 8, ito na, no, learner, basic health, and nutrition. Yung height nila, yung weight, the BMI profiles, dyan na yan sa School Form 8. Pwedeng ang kukuha nito ng height ng weight ay yung MAPI teacher or pwedeng ang classroom advisor, no? School Form 9, Learner's Progress Report Card. Yan yung tinatawag dating Form 138. Yun yung uso dati, no? Form 138, that's the report card, which is now School Form 9. And then, yung School Form 10. 10 is Learner's Academic Permanent Record, formerly Form 137. Pag permanent na academic record ng bata, School Form 10 yan. Pag permanent academic record. Pag report card, School Form 9. Okay, number 21. Which activities do not exemplify active learning under the student-centered approach to instruction? Thank you, ma'am, no? Same, no, sa mga shout out sa mga ano diyan, mga visual learners. Nakaka-enjoy, no, yung mga pictures na nilalagay natin. No, ganyan din kasi. Ganyan din kasi ako nung nag-review ako, gusto ko may nakikita ako mga pictures, so ina-apply ko lang din once na nag-lecture na ako. Number 21, which activities do not exemplify active learning under the student-centered approach to instruction? Do not exemplify active learning. That's textbook reading assignment. Passive lang kasi ito. Ayan, passive reading assigned merely to cover content. It is generally teacher-centered. Nag-follow lang si student kung ano yung sinabi ni teacher, kung ano yung instruction ni teacher. Unlike case study, no, case problem solving, project making activity, discovery learning, ito ay active learning. Ang letter C, passive. Number 22. A country shifts its curriculum to focus on sustainability and climate action. Which level of curriculum is most directly addressed and why? A country shifts its curriculum to focus on sustainability and climate action. Which level of curriculum is most directly addressed? Maraming salamat po sa inyong mga magandang comments, sa mga appreciative na mga words po ninyo. Thank you, thank you. Ayoko maging emotional, but the I would just like to share lang din this one. Lately, nawalan din ako ng gana, no, to upload sa YouTube. Especially, um, minsan kasi may mga nakikita ako mga comments and I tried to hindi nila din siya basahin, hindi nila din siya tingnan, but then every time na may ganyan, syempre, no, naapektuhan din tayo kasi tao lang din naman tayo, no. But then iniisip ko na sa thousands of LPTs, no, sa dami ng LPTs, no, thousands of LPTs na nag-message na sa atin. So siguro nag-work talaga itong method din na ginagamit natin, itong style natin ng pagtuturo. And then sa dami na din, no, ng mga top notchers. Last season alone lang umabot na ng 60 plus. So masasabi natin na tingnan na lang, no, yung positive side na ganyan. Ganyan na lang, no, sa positive side na lang na ganyan. So, yun, nakakatulong din yung mga words of encouragement niyo. So, at the same time, ini-encourage ko kayo. At the same time, kayo din, ini-encourage din ako. So, it's a win-win na relationship. Give and take. Ganun siya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yung mga kind words ninyo. Sige, this is letter B, societal. Malaki na, no, yung scope, no? Very broad na siya. Societal level. So, levels of curriculum pag societal na, malaki na siya yung scope sa society na. Curriculum shaped by societal needs and values. Institutional naman po sa school, within sa school or within sa district. Pwede din. Pag instructional, di ba, kay teacher. Kung yung pag-deliver ni teacher, yung mga activities niya, yung methods ni teacher, yung approach niya, yung style ni teacher, instructional yan. And experiential, learner na focus, no? Experience, activities, ang experiential. Next, number 23. As observers, which is the primary consideration when you look into the learning outcomes? Okay lang yan, Ma'am Ann. Oh, naligwak daw agad. It's okay. Welcome po, Ma'am, sa ating live session. Okay lang po yan. Basta natuto. Yan yung mahalaga dito sa atin. As observers, which is the primary consideration when you look into the learning outcomes? Yung tinatawag nating constructive alignment between the activities and the assessment. Pag ganyan, lagi mong tingnan yung nasa outcomes, naka-align ba siya sa activities na binibigay mo and as well as the assessment. Yun yung tinatawag nating constructive alignment. Naka-align yan sila lagi. 24. The student's score was 83, 80, 86, 84, 90, 88, 89, 89. What is the score? 86. Ang score 86, ano siya yan? Ano siya dyan? 24. This is the median. The median, not the mean. Di ba, i-arrange mo siya, no? I-arrange mo siya. Sige. Sige nga. Bakit na mean ang sagot niyo? 83 plus 80 plus 86 plus 84 plus 90 plus 88 plus 89 divided by, ilan ba sila lahat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Divided by 7, ang mean is 85.71. Hindi mo yan i-round up. Okay? So, 85.71. Hindi siya 86. Ang tanong, ano ang 86? Chinek ko lang kasi marami din ang nag-answer ng mean. So, hindi po i-round up ha. So, 85.71 lang yung mean niya. So, ang median, i-arrange mo pa to from smallest to largest or from largest to smallest. So, lagyan natin, no? 80, tapos 83, 84, 86, 88, ay, 88, basta 8 yan siya ha, 89, 90. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the middle number. This is the median. Letter C. Okay? Letter C. Median po siya. I-arrange mo muna siya. Next, what is shown by results in a pre-test? Pre-test. A. Current moral values. B. Present psychomotor skills. D. Previous knowledge. D. Past experiences. Pre-test. Hindi mean kasi kakalapit sila. Wala din pong outliers. Sa 24, ang tanong po ay specific on what is the score na 86. Ano tong 86? This is the median. Ang mean, sige, explain lang natin to na kasi may mga comments din. Ang mean ay, this is the arithmetic na average. Ito yung ginagamit natin pag walang outliers, walang mga extreme scores. This is the most reliable measure of central tendency if walang outliers. Ano ba yung outliers? Yung sobrang laki or sobrang liit na score. Halimbawa, ito yung set of scores natin. Tapos, may isang score dito na 3. Lagyan na lang natin. May 3, 83, 80, 86. Di ba si 3 sobrang layo niya? Ito ay outlier. Ito ay extreme score. Ito ay makapag-change to kaniyang average, di ba? So, i-clarify lang natin kasi marami din talaga ang pumili ng letter A, ha? Letter C po ito, teachers. Letter C, median. Okay? 25, previous knowledge. Correct. Pre-test, bago pa man, like diagnostic. Previous knowledge nila. Previous knowledge. Correct. Letter C. Number 26, which of the following is an example of formative assessment of students? Formative assessment. Is it psychological test, quizzes, final exam, or placement evaluation? Di ba yung ating assessment for learning, meron tayong tatandaan na PDF. Ano yung PDF? Assessment for learning ito ha, for placement test, diagnostic, and formative assessment. Yan yung PDF. Assessment for learning. So, formative man, ang tanong, hindi tayo magsasagot ng placement, no? And hindi, mas lalong hindi final exam. At hindi din po to psychological test. This is quizzes. Quizzes, no? That's an example ng formative na assessment. Yung mga short quizzes na binibigay natin pagkatapos ng instruction. Ang placement test to determine the entry level. Ano ba siya? Beginner ba siya? Advanced na ba siya na student? Pag-diagnostic for the gaps, no? For the strengths and weaknesses. Formative during the learning, usually not graded. Greater variety of techniques and measures. Summative, after na, graded na po siya, more limited variety of measures. Number 27 of the following, what is a good example of learning to do activity and teaching and learning? Learning to do activity. 27, what is your answer here? Self-assessment ba, module, lecture, demonstration, or monitoring? Learning to do, that is demonstration. Apply. I-apply mo. Demonstration of baking skills. Next, Teacher Anna is judging the worth of her students' projects based on the community standards. What process has she been doing? A. Testing. B. Assessing. D. Evaluating. D. Measuring. Ma'am, parang pare-pareho ang assessing and evaluating. Pero mayroon tayong right term na ginagamit. That is evaluating. Evaluation po talaga, no? Evaluating, judging, judging. 'Di ba? Yan din naman ang term na ginamit natin sa taxonomy, sa cognitive level, no? Evaluation, evaluating, judging. So, mas better siya isagot kaysa sa assessing. Very broad kasi ang assessing. Pwedeng mag-assessment ka through formative pa siya, no? Hindi pa siya talagang final product. So, evaluating ang best na isagot. We have here test, measurement, assessment, and evaluation. No, ito. So, ang test, that's the instrument designed to measure any characteristic, quality, ability, skill, or knowledge. That's the test and the instrument na ginamit mo. For example, nagbigay ka ng interview or MCQ na exam. Oh, that's the test. Pag measurement, that's putting numbers or quantifying it, putting value, a process of quantifying the degree. For example, ang score niya ay 75 over 100. That is measurement, no? Assessment, the process of gathering and organizing quantitative or qualitative data into interpretable form to have a basis for judgment or decision making. So, before ka po mag-evaluate, meron munang assessment. Meron munang data na pwedeng ma-interpret, no? So, pag dating sa evaluation, dito na, magkakaroon ka na ng judgment to make some judgment or make ka na ng decision. Yung student ba, nakapasa ba or hindi? Pasado ba or bagsak? Oh, that is evaluation already. Evaluation na siya kasi may judgment na po. So, before the evaluation, may assessment muna. Magbe-base ka doon sa assessment mo, doon ka magbe-base sa evaluation mo. Alright, next, number 29. After collecting the papers, teacher GM checked and then counted the scores of his students. What process did he do? Testing, assessing, evaluating, or measuring? This is Measuring. Counted the scores of his students. Measuring. Number 30, a constructivist believes in which of the following situations? A. Teacher V believes that students are good reflectors of knowledge. B. Teacher F believes that students can construct their own knowledge. C. Teacher J believes that students are processors of knowledge. D. Teacher R believes that students are imitators of knowledge. Constructivist. This is letter B from the word na dito, no, na construct. Itong good reflectors sa metacognitivist ito, no? Metacognition, pag-reflection. Imitators, imitate, that is behaviorist, no? Behaviorist. Processors, cognitivist pa rin ito, cognitivist, not constructivist, no? Pag processors of knowledge, cognitivist, pag imitators, behaviorist, pag constructivist, pag good reflectors, metacognitivist. Okay? Alright, that ends our session for Prof Ed episode 12. And thank you once again for joining me. In a while, no, magkakaroon tayo ng another review session for, I think, sa ano na, session 31 as of now, no? Session 31 na for the private group. So thank you once again, and please no share our Facebook page and the YouTube channel as well to those friends ninyo na kilala ninyo na mag-take ng LET. Since yung mga topics introduced here are essential na mga topics for the board exam. And yun nga, I am reminding you, if sa tingin mo na kayang-kaya mo na talaga siyang sagutan, then be grateful, no? Kasi alam mo na yung mga essential concepts, yung mga basic. Alright? So, but then, pagdating sa actual day ng exam, huwag ka ma-disappoint kapag yung mga nabasa mong tanong ay hindi talaga siya ang lalabas. Kasi hindi naman po ganyan. Situational kasi siya sa board exam. But if alam mo na yung concepts, alam mo na yung mga essentials, yung basics, then you can apply. Pwede mo na siyang sagutan. Kaya mo na siyang sagutan. Kasi alam mo na yung foundation, alam mo na yung basic. 'Di ba? So, dapat go back to the basic talaga. Huwag agad-agad na pupunta sa mga complicated na ng mga topics if hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung basic. Okay? So, thank you po once again and thank you for your continued support for me to be able to do this as well. Maraming salamat din po sa inyo. Thank you for your motivation as well. Gaya na nga ng sabi ko kanina, ano tayo dito, give and take yung ating relationship. Thank you for motivating me as well. It will focus no, on your positive comments kasi ang dami nyo pong magagandang comments and I appreciate that. Sobrang na-appreciate ko din yan. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you later po for our another session.